Hello guys, today I want to introduce to you this seed econ model. It is essential for asset pricing because it gives you a very good intuition behind how individual could participate in market and investment into the market. So we got this X and Y. So X represents the period 0, Y represents the period 1, and each of these units represents 1 unit of seed. So it's saying that you start with some endowment of the seed. God gave you some seed. You can choose either to consume this seed, you can eat them something, or you can choose to plant them into the field. So if you plant them into field, you will get a return next period as the seed growing. So if you choose to plant all your endowment in the field, you will get a return in the next period. And this is a concave function. That is because if you plant too much seed in a certain field, it just won't produce as much as you plant, right amount. Like you cannot overwhelming a field. So that's why this production possible frontier is a concave function, and you got your personal utility function like that. So each line represents the indifference utility, and towards northeastern means your happy level. More northeastern, more happy. So this utility function and possible production frontier will give you a point which could maximize your happiness, and that could determine how much you want to consume today. And with this much consumption, there probably would be some left over. You can choose to plant in the field, and that will give you a return in the next period. Sorry, this is C naught, and you got return the next period C1, and this is how you just yourself in this lonely island, how you gonna choose to live. So this is a model without market. So when we consider with market, what could happen? Most important thing, you can lend and borrow now. What does that mean? So let me explain furthermore. So the basic setup is still the same. You got two different periods. Let's just use original. So you got endowment, and here's your production possible frontier, and your happiness function is over here. Still, this direction is your happiness level upgrading. So if you can lend and borrow, basically means besides consuming the seed or planting the field, you can choose to borrow the seed or lend the seed. If you got, after consuming and planting, you got extra you want to invest, and go ahead, you could invest them. Or you feel not enough, you can borrow them. So what would happen under this assumption is there will be a P star. So what's this P star? What is this P star? This basically saying that if you choose to plant this much of the seed, you will get the most return. Why is that happening? just like I mentioned, if you plan too much, it will be overwhelming, won't get you that much back. If you plan too less, it's just still not enough. Just the right amount when you plan the next seed will cost more than you plan current seed. You want to plant the extra seed. That's the point. That's the P star representing. There's a bunch of video on the marginal decreasing stuff. You can YouTube it. So that is saying, even you want to consume this much today, you will still choose to plant this much in the field and to borrow the part that not enough, the part you want to consume but you just don't have it. So this part you can consume anyway, and this part not enough, so you want to borrow it. So if C naught equal to P star, nothing happened. You just consume this part and plan this part. And if that C naught is less than P star, that means you can lend the extra to other people and get a return next period. So that leads us to, you lend or borrow, and you can get pay and or get pay or pay back next period with certain rate R. As we can see that this R is determined by all the people in the market. Basically, it's saying if more and more people want to consume, definitely the R will increase because there will be less and less seeds available in the market. So if the people just don't want consuming that much, the R will decrease because that there will be extra and extra of seed, so the supply is overwhelming and the demand is such less, so the rate for borrowing and lending would definitely decrease. So that's how this model basically working, and we can set up the formal mathematical question. I won't go to the solving detail, but because I don't have time, but it's not that hard. So we want to maximize a function. You want to maximize your utility function with parameter 1 as C1 and C0 as parameter, and with the constraint. So you want to plug constraint in, you bring an extra parameter, and C1 is your next period budget, like you need that much next period no matter what. And there's will be some debt or payback you got from lending or borrowing, and this represent lending borrowing, so the payback from next period, and you got your produced function. So this is how much you plan in the field. So you want to maximize it by doing the first order condition on each parameter, and you will get the answer. All of the time, and see you next time.